You want to know what a habit is? A habit is what poor people tell themselves at night to feel better about being poor. Oh, I drink a glass of water every morning. Congratulations. You are still broke. You are still invisible. And that glass of water did absolutely nothing.
That is a very loud silence you are filling, Mark.
Excuse me?
Anger like yours, it almost always comes from the same place. You tried, you failed, and now you need the idea itself to be false, because that is easier than asking why you gave up.
I did not give up. I just stopped lying to myself. Every self-help book says the same thing. Build habits. Be consistent. 1% better every day. And then nothing changes. The rent is still due. The dream is still a dream. So tell me, Mr. Collins, with all of your wisdom and your calm face, what exactly is 1% better supposed to mean to a man who is already 100% exhausted?
It means you do not understand compound interest.
Do not talk to me about finance right now.
I am not talking about finance. I'm talking about geometry. Sit down and think about this. If you take a single sheet of paper and you fold it in half once, it doubles in thickness. Fold it again, it doubles again. Do that 26 times and that piece of paper is now taller than Mount Everest. 26 folds. A sheet of paper. That is 1%, Mark. That is what invisible progress looks like before it becomes undeniable.
That is a math trick. Real life does not work like folding paper.
No, real life is slower, and that is exactly what makes it more powerful. A river does not ask a canyon for permission. It simply shows up every single day, and eventually the stone surrenders.
Everyone has goals. I have goals. Goals are not the problem.
You are right. Goals are not the problem. Goals are actually useless without something beneath them.
Now you sound like every motivational poster I have ever wanted to tear off a wall.
Then let me say it differently. Tell me your goal.
To be financially free. To build something that matters. To not die working a job that treats me like furniture.
Good. Now tell me this. Does the losing team at a championship want to win?
Of course they do.
And does the winning team want to win?
Yes, obviously.
So both teams had the same goal. One went home crying. Why?
Because of talent. Because of luck. Because the world is not fair.
Because of systems. The winning team did not just want victory. They built a system of preparation, of daily practice, of small recoveries after small failures that made victory the natural outcome. The goal was the destination on the map. The system was the road they actually walked. You, Mark, have been staring at the destination so hard you forgot to build the road.
So I am supposed to just trust the process and stop caring about results?
No, you are supposed to fall in love with the process so deeply that the results become almost inevitable. There is a difference between a man who says, I want to write a novel, and a man who says, I write 500 words every morning before the world wakes up. One of them is a dreamer. The other one is an author.
But what if the 500 words are terrible?
Then on day 2, they are slightly less terrible. And on day 3, less again. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. That is not poetry, Mark. That is engineering.
Fine. Let us say I believe you. 1% every day. How long before it actually means something? How long before I can see it?
That is the most honest question you have asked me.
Do not compliment me. Answer me.
Longer than you want. Shorter than you fear. And here is what makes that period so dangerous. James Clear calls it the valley of disappointment. You start. You are consistent. You are doing everything right. And for weeks, sometimes months, nothing visible happens. You feel like a fool. Like the paper is not folding. Like the river is not moving. And so 90% of people quit. Right there, in the valley. Days before the canyon begins to form.
That is brutal.
It is honest. Progress is not linear. It is a hockey stick lying on its side. Long flatness, then a sudden vertical rise. The people who win are not more talented than the people who quit. They are simply the ones who did not interpret silence as failure.
So I have just been quitting inside the flat part of the curve.
Every single time. And you came back to the starting line and called the curve a lie.
All right. Let us say I decide to change. Let us say I actually commit. Where do I even begin? Because every time I try to build a new habit, it feels like I am wearing someone else's clothes. It does not fit. It does not feel like me.
That is because you have been trying to change what you do instead of changing who you are.
What is the difference?
Everything. If I give a smoker a cigarette and they say, no thank you, I am trying to quit, they are still a smoker who is trying not to smoke. But if they say, no thank you, I do not smoke, they are a different person entirely. same result. Completely different identity. One is a battle, the other is a statement.
So I need to just decide I am someone different.
You need to collect evidence that you are someone different. Every time you sit down and write 500 words, you cast a vote for the identity of a writer. Every time you choose water over sugar, you cast a vote for the identity of someone who respects their body. No single vote wins an election, but 1,000 small votes cast consistently build an unassailable majority. You do not find your identity and then act from it. You act, and the acting builds the identity.
That is actually different from what I expected you to say.
What did you expect?
I expected you to tell me to believe in myself.
Belief without evidence is delusion. Belief built on evidence is confidence. We are building the evidence, Mark. Action first, identity second. And eventually, the identity becomes the action, automatically, without effort, without negotiation.
So the goal is to make the habit invisible, to make it just who I am.
Now you are thinking like an architect instead of a tourist.
But what if I freeze? What if I sit down to start and the resistance is just too heavy? I have been there. You sit down and you open the document, and 20 minutes later you have done nothing but feel terrible.
Then you are starting too large.
I am trying to write 500 words. That is not large.
For someone who has not yet built the habit, 500 words is a mountain. And we do not begin by climbing mountains. We begin by walking to the trailhead. The 2-minute rule says this: any new habit should take no more than 2 minutes to begin. Not to complete, to begin.
2 minutes of what?
You want to write. Then your habit is to open your notebook and write 1 sentence. That is it. 2 minutes, done. You want to read more. Then your habit is to open the book and read 1 page. You want to exercise. Then your habit is to put on your shoes and walk to the door. You are not building the result yet. You are building the ritual of showing up.
But 1 sentence is not going to change anything.
1 sentence is not about the sentence. It is about proving to yourself that you are the kind of person who shows up. And once you have proven that, the sentence becomes a paragraph. The paragraph becomes a page. But the showing up, Mark, the showing up is the skill. That is the atomic unit of everything.
Atomic, like the title.
Like the smallest particle of matter that still contains the full identity of the element. Atomic habits are not small habits. They are habits that contain within them the entire structure of who you are becoming. An atom is not weak. An atom, when split, can level a city.
I came here ready to argue with you. I had every counter-argument prepared.
And now?
Now I am annoyed for a different reason. Because I know exactly which valley I have been stuck in. And I know exactly when I quit.
Good. Annoyance is a beginning. It means you can see clearly now. Here is your challenge. And I mean this not as motivation, but as instruction. Tonight, before you sleep, choose 1 habit. 1, small enough to complete in 2 minutes. Not the habit that will change your life. The habit that will prove to you that you are the kind of person who starts. Do it tomorrow morning. Do it the morning after. Do not measure results. Measure only appearances. Simply show up. The canyon does not argue with the river. It simply becomes what the river makes it.
And if it does not work?
Then you have not yet reached the day before the canyon begins to form. Keep flowing.
1 sentence, 1 page, 1 fold.
1 day at a time, until the paper touches the sky.